All right, so I burned out the motor on my chainsaw once already, and here we are 2 years later, and I burned it out again. This time it's kind of my own fault because I put too much grease into the transmission, but that's no biggie. We'll get that taken care of. So 2 years ago, it was $17.10, and I think it was about $26 full once you added on the tax and everything. So flash forward 2 years, and the motor's now $18.82, and with tax and shipping, it comes up to about $32.40. Well, it comes up to $32.45. So I don't think that's that bad. I mean, the price of everything goes up a little bit here and there, so I'm gonna call that the price of doing business. All right, one of the suggestions I had after I put the saw back together was to take it back apart and remove some of the grease that I put in the transmission. So this transmission was basically stuffed full, both sides of the case. And honestly, I think that is probably what caused this failure. It looks to me like some of the grease went through the transmission and went down into the motor. And I think that's what precipitated the meltdown on this one. So I'm going to get that all cleaned out. I'm just going to put very little grease on the inside of that. And then just enough to get that thing lubricated, not packing it in. I always like to over-grease stuff. And in this case, I really don't think that did me any good at all. I think that probably is what ended up burning this motor up. I mean, granted, I pushed the hell out of that saw, which is clearly what that saw did not need. But man, I had not just this little pile here, but I had probably about a good handful of grease in this thing, because that transmission was packed solid, so there was way more than I needed in there. So I'm just going to put enough to get around the gears and then call it a day on that. So yeah, I think that was the culprit on this one. Okay, we'll do a quick test of the motor here, connect it up to a battery. He is a torquey little devil. So just so you know, this stuff here, I didn't have to do anything. Those wires that were on the other motor, I just cut them off just to make it easier to get that thing out of there. But the wires actually come on that. So like, you don't have to use any of your brain power to put this together. All you got to do is just put it back in the way you took the old one out. All right, so I'm almost there. I got pretty much almost all of it back together. But once again, I should have listened to YouTuber Pro1er, because you can see this is the grease. This is the grease that got pushed down through, and it actually went into the motor. So yes, Pro1er, you were 100% correct. I should not have put that much grease in the case. So there's just a very light coating in there now, so we'll see how this one does. Okay, after quickly surveying the area and noticing that I don't have any extra screws this time around, I'm going to consider this job probably done. Let's see here. Nice. All right. We're back in the saddle again, boys. All right. So I went out, I cut a branch with it. It's working fine. So I'm going to consider this job done and put this back in the cabinet where it belongs until I need it. All right. So you be good. I'll see you next time.